Hello crafty friends, welcome to another heat embossing ideas video. I'm going to start today with a piece of mixed media paper and some worn lipstick Distress Oxide. And I'm going to blend this onto the mixed media paper. I'm not looking for a perfect blend. A variegated look is what I'm going for, because I want to create something with a bit of grunge, a bit of distress. I think that's about right. And now I'm going to add a little bit of abandoned coral here and there. Some nice warm colours in the reddy orange range. And I'm going to spatter on some water. I've just dipped my fingers in a glass of water and I'm flicking, I can't talk this afternoon, flicking it on like that. Give it a moment to activate that colour and then press a bit of paper towel on top to mop it up. Might add a little bit more down here. And I'm going to give that a thorough dry with my hairdryer. I'm going to go over that with the worn lipstick just to bring it all together again. To add a little bit of colour back on top of that bleached effect. Yep, happy with that. And I'll give that a final dry. I'm going to see how dry that is by sprinkling over some embossing powder, because I want to heat emboss on this. Well, that's hardly dry at all, but actually that's quite a nice effect. Oh, you know what? I'm going to change my plan completely. I was going to do some stamping on top of that, but I love that. I love that look. That is gorgeous. Just cover the rest if I can. Tap off the excess. Completely changed course, and that's okay. And now I'm going to heat that with my heat tool. I might heat it from underneath rather than from above, because I suspect it's going to dry out quite quickly and that embossing powder is going to get blown away. Right, there you go, that is looking gorgeous. Really pleased with that. This polished gold embossing powder is quite temperamental, I found. If you overheat it, it can go dull and then you lose that polished look. And it can even get absorbed into the cardstock and go flat and dull. So you have to keep your eye on it when you're heating it. Also, I found if I buff over it and try and do an emboss resist technique, say with a microfiber cloth, it really dulls the shine, ironically, given that it's called polished gold. So you do have to heat it the right amount and not bother it too much once it's cooled down. Luckily enough, this bit of card just fits this stitched rectangle die. So I'm going to cut out a single panel. I want to hold this in place so it doesn't move, and I'll make sure I put the washi tape on the outside on the bit that I don't want to keep, because it would dull the shine on the gold as well. And to protect the gold from the scratches and dings in my cutting plate, I'm going to put a bit of copy paper there and then run it through my die cutting machine. So that's now ready to go on a card blank, and we'll find something to go on the front of that in a bit. But back to the original plan. So I'm going to colour this with worn lipstick again. I think I will just swipe my ink pad over. A bit different this time. Give it a blend, soften it. Add some abandoned coral here and there. Flick a little bit of water on. Maybe not quite so much this time. Mop that up and give it a really good dry. Just give this a dust with talcum powder to get rid of that moisture, static, oily fingerprints, and I'll test it again. Yep, that's right. Back to the original plan. I've got a damask stamp and I'm going to ink this up with sticky embossing ink. Excuse the background noise. One of the neighbours is drilling, I think. And now I'm going to pop that on there and press it down to transfer that ink. And now sprinkle over that polished gold superfine powder. Now that is looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to cut this down so that I've just got the pattern. I put tape runner on the back of that and I'm going to mount it on some black card. And I'm going to use my mini Perfect Layers tool to give it a border of 1/16 of an inch. I put tape runner on the back of this and now this can go on a card blank. So now we've got 2 cards. Put that to one side for a minute because I'm thinking I want a black frame on this. So I'm going to create it with these rectangle dies from the set that I used to cut this down. Got a bit of washi here. I'll stick the smaller frame onto that and then the bigger frame around it, trying to get an equal size gap between the two all the way around on all 4 sides. Can take a bit of finessing, but it is possible. And now I'll cut that from black card. So now I can take that apart and I've got a nice double stitched frame which can go on here like that. To stick this down I'm going to use high tack white glue. Should hold it in place while it dries. I use my T-square ruler to help me to nudge the frame square because it's such a thin bit of card it can warp and look quite wonky. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Right, it's now time to embellish the fronts of my cards. So I've made some flowers by using these dies to die cut lots of white flowers, and then I took the white flowers and curved the petals back using my pokey tool like that. And then I added a blob of high tack white glue to the middle of a larger flower and stuck a smaller flower on top and let them stick like that for a minute. Once those were stuck, I popped them on a bit of craft foam and took my embossing tool and pressed down, wiggling in the middle to make the leaves, petals, pop up. So now we've got a nice dimensional flower there. To colour the flowers, I took my abandoned coral brush and I didn't re-ink it. I'm just using the residual ink left on the brush and dragged it from the middle over the edges of all the petals just to give them a blush of pink. And then I took my wild honey finger dauber and gently added a blush of yellow towards the middle of the flower where the flower centre is. So that's how I've made my flowers, and now I want a nice collection of different size flowers on here. I'm thinking something like that. I don't need more than that because I don't want to cover up all the background. And for my sentiment, I've got this thank you, which is one I stamped and cut out with scissors. And I'm thinking that could go maybe on the 3rd there and there. So I put a bit of foam tape on the back just to give it a bit of lift. Got my rule of thirds acetate grid here and I want it there. Before I press it down fully, I want to make sure it's straight. I think that will, yeah, that's straight enough. And now some flowers. Don't know if the big one's going to be too big. Something like that. So I'm going to stick these down again with high tack white glue in the middle. I think they need quite a bit of glue because it's got to stick to embossing powder, which is a bit of a slick surface. It will stick eventually. For leaves, I took a smushy bit of green paper from my box of backgrounds and bits and cut out these little shapes. I don't need the whole thing in one go, so I'm just going to snip the top off to start with, the end in there, and then without disturbing things too much, tuck them under my flowers. So that's the main foliage. There are some other little bits that I can get from these. So I think that'll do for foliage. And now for flower centres, I've got pale gold Nouveau drops, and I'm going to put a fairly large drop at the base of each petal, so 5 drops, and then add a little bit in the middle to make one flower centre. And I think that'll do for that card. Don't think it needs anything else. Love the background. I think the flowers work nicely. They've got colour, but they're light enough to stand off the background. We've got this black border, but that's echoed by the black sentiment, so it works. Right, onto the other card now. So I'll just show you how this one turned out. I did the flowers in exactly the same way, and the leaves, but I put a really big one here, then the next size down in the bottom, making sure to overlap lots of the frame, and then a smaller one up here. So I've got a visual triangle, and inside that visual triangle I've got the sentiment, celebrating you. That's a print and cut one. You can download all my print and cut sentiments and print them at home. If you've got a cutting machine, you should be able to cut them out using that. Failing that, you can just use a pair of scissors, which is what I do sometimes. So very happy with both those backgrounds, especially the happy accident background. I'm very happy with both cards overall. Right, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope it's given you a bunch of ideas to use. If it has, do let me know in the comments. I'd love to see you back here very soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.